This is A1. I'm Troy Siple. Thank you so much for eavesdropping this week. Man, let me say it like this. I'm in love with a woman, and she happens to be my wife. She gave me the best present I've ever received. I turned 40 last week, and she's like, "What do you want for your 40th birthday?" And I'm like, I don't want thing. I have a lot. I have a lot of love around me. Love, son. Love. Fun stuff. We got it. But listen. My wife gave me a gift to Europe. 4 days in Paris, 4 days in London. This is the Paris portion. My wife, Red, made the long journey from the living room to the spare bedroom / Fortress of Solitude studio. Let's get it.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. So, turned 40 a week ago. Mm-hmm. But back in April, you gave me the surprise of my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You didn't believe me at first.
I didn't believe you, but you had to tell me, I guess.
I mean, I didn't, but I can't keep a secret to save my life.
Yeah. So for my 40th birthday, my wife gifted me with a trip, 4 days in Paris and 4 days in London. So I figured we'd do an episode about Paris and then a separate one about London. So what made you, why, how did that come about? Like, you're the best gift giver ever.
I know I am.
You are mad generous. Why that?
I don't know. I was actually talking to a coworker, and we were just kind of talking about like what to do, and I said I wanted to do something kind of big, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And I started saying, we were talking about like how you like, European football and, your favorite team. So I jokingly was like,
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I should get tickets to a game over there. And then just kind of went from there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went in end of April, flew out of Philly was a red eye.
Overnight, yeah.
Overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was an asshole for about the first 12 hours.
Yep.
I was a grumpy Gus because I didn't have food.
No, you had food.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses. No, jet lag is a real motherfucker, and just the travel overnight, changing schedules like that abruptly. I was a goofy grape and a grumpy Gus.
Well, we also didn't know the language, and we did attempt to learn, maybe not as much as we should have.
We could have done more due diligence.
Done better. Yeah.
But we went over with got a car, and the guy's like, do you speak French? And he's like, no. We're like, no. And he's like, he looked so disappointed. The car from the airport. So.
Yeah. And he didn't speak English, and he apologized, which...
Yeah, shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I don't care.
We're paying customers.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel, and it wasn't check-in time. We had 2 hours. We were there just with our luggage on a Parisian street, and we walk in, and the dude just looks up and says, "Check-in is at full." Like, did no question.
He didn't even look up.
No.
To be fair, though, there was a girl in front of us, so we did wait a little bit, and she was kind of a pain in the ass.
An American.
Yeah. Like, she was being very American.
Yeah. She was.
So I can understand being frustrated.
Yeah. So we had to wait 2 hours. We walked down the street to a cafe. We walked down the rue and just sat there with our luggage with one drink, and they didn't come back to see if we wanted any more.
Nope.
Because they could obviously tell what we were doing, I think.
Yes.
And finally checked in. What did we do that night? We went to another cafe. There's a lot of cafe. This is a cafe-heavy podcast.
But, like, can we discuss the whole issue with me trying to figure out how to use that shower for 30 minutes?
Let's get into it.
Because you took a nap.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to shower because I felt disgusting after the plane ride and everything. And it took me 30 minutes to figure out how to turn on that damn shower.
And a YouTube video.
Multiple YouTube videos.
Multiple YouTube.
That were like, good luck, because they're all different in Europe.
It's a different system.
It is different. But no, it was just weird because I finally figured it out, but it took me a good 30 minutes and 10 minutes of just sitting there pouting.
Welcome to Paris. So we went to dinner at a different cafe, just found it walking down the street, and the most adorable waiter worked there.
I'm looking up the name of it because I don't remember.
Yeah, it was right around the corner from the hotel, and I don't know. We just got some. It was to celebrate our anniversary. We got a bottle of champagne, and so they didn't mind that we only spoke English.
Yeah.
And just some food and stuff. But we were talking to the waiters. They kept coming out. The one dude spoke. He was more conversational than the other guy, I think.
I don't think the other waiters spoke as much English because he was friendly. He was friendly.
No.
But I don't think his English was as good.
But I just love talking to the guy. The one I didn't. Do you remember his name?
I don't.
But we quickly got into a philosophical conversation, and he's like, if you don't need the good job, you don't need all the money in the world if you just, I don't know what accent I'm doing right now, but if you just have people around that love you, and this is like a waiter, he's like, I've worked, in restaurants, but I'm happy because I have people who I love around me and this and that. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find the cafe.
I can tell.
I know.
I love you too. So day 2, we go to the Eiffel Tower. I guess you got to cross off those.
The touristy
things off the list. So we went up to the second level. Got some amazing pictures. A sight, to behold indeed.
Got kind of guilt trip for not using exact change.
Yeah, they get real mad. Yeah, when you don't
have
use
exact change. Yeah,
you were like holding up your euros, and the person was like picking out what you were gonna pay with, like reaching for it. Yeah, is that you talking about that?
Well, no, that was a different. That was a different store.
Yeah,
but this was, I think this was the first thing I'd really used cash for. And when I don't remember how much it was, but I just gave her if it was 25, I gave her 30, and she was like, "You don't have exact change," and I was like, "No, I'm sorry."
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that was cool to see. I mean, you got to do it, I guess, if you're there the first time.
Oh yeah, the views
at least the first time. Yeah,
the views are awesome.
It was really hot that day. We had great weather the entire trip. We didn't. We'll get to London later, but didn't get a lick of London weather. So yeah, did the Eiffel Tower. We were hot. We needed food, so we just again strolled to a cafe. We get seated. We get our aperitif, and we hear people talking next to us, and I hear a perfect American accent speaking with a British couple, and I'm listening and hearing things local to us come up.
Yeah. And a typical Philly type accent.
Yeah, Philly accent. You can hear it if you know, and
if you know, you know.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it like that, but it's also true. And hey buddy, all the cats are in here. This is a family affair. By the way, thank you for making the trek. I always like to thank people that came from the living room.
It came from the living room.
I'll cover your easy pass.
Okay.
I love you. So you're sitting at this cafe, and
love you too.
And
I'm still trying to find the name of that cafe.
Yeah, you're giving us a lot here, Jamie Vernon.
Who's that?
It's Joe Rogan's producer who can Google things with one hand in 3 seconds.
I can't find the name of it, and it's bugging me.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sorry. It's it disappeared on the map.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know, but I want to find the name of it, and I can find the name of the other cafe we went to near there.
Cafe de Flore.
No, that was Le Select.
Okay.
But like, I can't find the other one. Is it this one?
So we're sitting at this.
Yes. Sorry. So we're sitting at this cafe near the Eiffel Tower.
This conversation
in this area
English.
where it's probably the English-speaking section.
Yeah, you probably got sat because the waiter of that section spoke pretty good English, or the best there. They all speak English, really. I've heard some of them can be embarrassed to speak English, so that's why they prefer French. But and I've also witnessed the opposite, where they're just kind of mad that you didn't learn anything, which is fair enough.
No, it's fair. But
anyway, so eventually, you know me, I'm a people person. I'll talk to people out more than you will. And so I was like, excuse me, I can't help but notice your accent, yada yada, jump into the conversation. But dude had a Delco hat on, which is the county next to us. It was the county where
if you know, you know.
Yeah, for sure, definitely that. Your mom was born there.
Yep.
Sharon Hill.
Yep, I spent my summers there.
Yeah, you summered in Sharon Hill.
I summered in.
Well, pinky's up to you, lady. So we get into this guy. They're nice enough.
Yeah, no, they were nice, but they were nice we're in Paris and
then flaunt what we got.
Yeah, we're going to tell you how rich we are without actually saying it.
Yeah.
And make sure you know.
Yeah.
Which,
I'm like, bro, you're wearing like Vans and a Delco hat.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Well, and he was also very boastful about how he didn't want to necessarily adapt to the culture. And I think that just kind of put me off because you know, we're in their city.
That's the reason that they fucking hate.
Right.
If they do get mad, that's why.
But it's just, you know, as much as like we say we should have tried to do, like, what? Sorry. Oh, Hadley got warm. You know, as much as like we say we should have probably learned more, at least we did attempt. Whereas, you know, we're not going in somewhere trying to pretend like. No.
I learned how to say, you know, I'm stupid and I'm sorry and I don't know how to say it.
So now you can say it in 2 languages.
Je suis désolé.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they left and then we talked to a British couple and we told them we were headed there. So we got some hot tips from them.
To London.
For London. Yeah. Because they lived near Wimbledon. Like I think it was like the train stop before or after.
I think so, yeah.
Leaving London.
Yeah. It was like, outside of the city, near more. No, but
shout out to Matt and Charlotte. I don't know why I remember their names, but I'm glad I do.
Yeah. No, but that American couple is actually, they live in the same county as us now.
Right.
So that was kind of weird too.
Right. And you think you may have seen it at your place of employment?
I think so.
Before,
One of my previous locations.
But what are the statistical odds that we go to Paris, sit down at a random cafe, and the dude's from Delco?
It's probably not as high as we want to think.
Yeah, it's not as high as going to up cafe in Paris and seeing Robert De Niro, but
I know
there is a statistical chance of that.
No, he has the coffee taken to his hotel room.
That's right, so. Cafe de Flore. He gets it sent to him,
yes.
And they don't do takeout.
They do not know. Well, no, a lot of places. So that's another thing. There is they don't like if you ask for they don't really do takeout because they just feel like it's part of the experience is going there. And I get it. That makes sense.
They don't do like
they don't do leftovers. But no, but a lot of them too, like when I would look on Google, like at the hours or maybe the menu, it said no takeout because they feel that part of it is going there and having the food there at the cafe and kind of the ambiance of it. So
it makes sense. It's a good ambiance.
But yes, we did the Eiffel Tower. Saw some cool views.
Yeah, it was beautiful. 360. I don't know if you know this. You can go in a full circle. You can walk in a circle on it. And
well, it's more
around.
like a square.
Yeah. No, but the view around you. Then the next day, we went to the Louvre Art Museum, world famous, which is probably my favorite thing we did there. It was amazing. It was a good choice. We did like a private tour with a French guide, and
it was like 3 other people.
Americans, so it was good. Everybody spoke English.
He was really good. He was funny.
Yeah, And that's the way to do it because, you know, I appreciate art, but I'm not like super knowledgeable about it. And they have 40,000 pieces on display. And how many in the...
I think like 350,000 or
yeah,
something.
that aren't on display in storage.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not know what I'm looking at other than the little thing below. But this guy gave us context and a lot of things I didn't know. Like a lot of these huge old paintings by these world famous artists were actually kind of like sketched out in a sense by the artist. And then they had 30 or so people commissioned to work for them after the piece was commissioned to them.
And then they would go back and do I think he said like the hands and the faces of the painting.
Details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the smaller details like that.
Because that's hard to like imitate. But saw the Mona Lisa, and that's all I'll say. We saw it. It was there, and we were
it was a painting.
Across the room. Huge line of people like it was a concert. But
I mean,
we went to the flank. We would just kind of walk to the side. Yeah. He was like, does anybody want to wait in line? We were like, I can see it.
Did we want to queue?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have a British accent. But yeah. We declined.
Yeah. Well, so did, I mean, everybody did. Yeah. I don't think it was necessary. I mean, yeah. You see it. It is interesting.
Yeah.
No, you know, and when you learn more about it, how he carried around with him for 20 years working on it, like
it's one of the only pieces they can say for sure he did all by himself.
All by himself, or even just in general,
because he would like roll it up and take it with him and constantly change it.
Well, and they think that everything else that he actually did was destroyed, and anything else was done by assistants of his. Yeah. So. Yeah, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. Also, they do not know how the eyes follow you everywhere. They don't know how he did that technique. Yeah. Yeah, no one's been able to figure it out. Yeah. Well, and they said it's worth like $1 billion, so it's not even... It's too hot like that. It's too hot to touch, too, because if you know, like, billionaire or anyone who could afford that is going to touch that thing. They're not. Yeah, it's not going to work. What was really cool, my favorite thing about it, though, was, I mean, I think the one interesting thing was that with the Louvre, a lot of the stuff in there you realize is probably stolen from a war. Oh, it is. Yeah. But I thought what was really cool was they say statue. All good art is stolen, but I don't think that's what they meant. I don't know. Yeah. But the statue of Nike was really cool. I love that one. I took a bunch of all the views of that one. That one was cool. Yeah. And like going up the steps and kind of seeing it, how they have it set up was really interesting. The statues are amazing. Yeah. That was really impressive. And then my favorite was the Sphinx. Mine too. A 4,000-year-old Sphinx stolen from Egypt. Yeah, from Egypt. But incredibly impressive, and just to stand. Well, just like the atmosphere of that room too. Yeah, and there wasn't many people in there, so I think that too. You know, it's a very like low key type. It is. Yeah. It was very quiet. Yeah. I was telling Naeem last week that about the Sphinx and stuff, and it was just being in the presence of something that was made that long ago. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a feeling that, you get like a feel, like, you know, that there's not just that there's history to it, but all of the stories, like, you almost wonder, like, is someone in there? Like, is there like a pharaoh or something in the Sphinx? Like, you kind of feel that presence. They're not going to crack that egg anytime soon. No. So that was really cool. Yeah, that's the oldest piece that they have there. It is. And then the second oldest piece, I believe that they have there was the Egyptian tablet next to it, which is 2,000 years old. Forgot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was like a Playboy issue #1. Yeah. I think that's what it was. Probably transcription. It's like, Cleopatra. Rosetta Bone. Fucking edit point. No. So what else did we do that day? Is that the day we went to Luxembourg Gardens? No, we went to Cafe de, I'm gonna completely butcher it. Cafe of the Flower or something. Yeah, like Cafe de Flore, which is like one of the most Instagrammable cafes. Which that's not why I picked it. That's the place where De Niro gets delivery. Yes. And during the Nazi occupation, it was a
it was a epicenter for like creative minds and intellectuals and free thinkers to gather, like and talk. Hemingway, like Franz Kafka.
Yeah.
A lot of big minds from the 20th century.
But
when
that
the
was
Nazis were there.
Yeah. But that was a good lunch. That was really good coffee.
It was amazing food.
Yeah.
Every time our server came over and delivered a new item, he said, voila.
Voila.
And it made my day every time.
Yep. He'd be like, voila, bon appetit.
Yeah. On the other corner was a Louis Vuitton store you had your eye on. And you're like, yeah.
That I did not go into because
like,
I panicked.
don't wanna... And I get it. And here's why. I'm not making fun of you. Because, you're in a different country. They might look down on you anyway. We weren't that day. We were dressed for like walking on the streets. So it wasn't like we were in a, five-star restaurant gear.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And
you do have to kind of dress a certain way for those stores, as much as I hate to say that. But no, and it mostly was the language barrier. I didn't want to offend anyone, and then I don't want anyone to be frustrated, and then I feel like I have to buy something if I really don't like it.
You don't want to get locked in for any other reason than you love the thing, especially with a price tag like that.
Right.
Like those prices.
We'll cover shopping in the next one.
Yeah, more to come in London. So. And
then that was the same day as the Louvre that we saw the riot.
Correct.
Set up. We didn't see an actual riot, but the police set up for a potential riot right outside our hotel room.
Right outside. So we were there when Macron raised the pension age 2 years and people were protesting. We did not see near a one protester, but on two different occasions, one being outside the hotel, as you just said, a city, full Paris block lined with police vans. I can only imagine armored, but inside each van and kind of meandering outside were at least 4 to 5 each riot squad, basically police dressed in riot gear with the shields and the catcher's shin guards and everything, man.
Yeah.
Which is pretty uncomfortable when it's like you open your window in this little boutique hotel.
Yeah.
Like you're Cinderella about to comb your hair and sing a song. And you're looking out at Riot Squad.
Yeah.
Which is my morning routine.
Always.
Yeah. Keep them follicles right.
That was the night I believe we went to McDonald's.
We did do that. We in one of the greatest food cities in the world. We didn't give a shit. It was like a long day.
It was a long day. I mean, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Like we didn't necessarily want to go get a full meal.
Yeah, and it was right up the block, right up the rue. And the best thing about that is you can order on a machine.
Yes.
And learned a very fun fact about Parisian, or at least French McDonald's, that any combo you get, write this down, guys. You can only hear this here. Any combo you get 4 chicken McNuggets with it. Yeah. With some kind of mustard. They love mustard on everything.
Or mayo. Yeah. No, that was more England, I think, was the mayo.
Yeah, but there was mayo situations.
Yeah, no, there was.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Not really, but it was, we had to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it was an easy meal, and
they don't have anything super unique. Like I know, like in Germany, like they serve beer in some McDonald's.
Their McDonald's was nicer. Like there was a whole downstairs. We didn't go down there.
There was a security guard in the front. I don't know if that had to do with the protests or rioting.
But they make it look more like an actual restaurant than over here, where you walk in and you wonder when's the last time it was cleaned.
Yeah, no, super clean, and it was like double deck, like 2 levels.
Yeah.
McDonald's. Not sponsored.
No.
So the next day we did stroll out to Luxembourg Gardens, which is basically in the same compound where the French French Parliament. It says Senat,
yeah,
on the building, but it's where the Parliament meets, and
there's guys with machine guns out there. Yeah, the ambiance to it, add to the
heavy
gardens.
Heavy artillery.
But that was where they have in one of the gardens there, they have a miniature version of the Statue of Liberty. And that was interesting because it kind of gives it some history on that. Yeah.
For us anyway.
Like that we, why we have that over here and everything. So that was kind of cool to see. They had some other cool statues there too.
Yeah, and it's like not just a historical park, but there's like places where you can kick a soccer ball around, and they had like basketball courts. You could buy beer and like hard cider or coffee, and just walk around. There's hundreds of people within that area then.
Yeah,
and
that was where we were in line to get like a drink or something, a coffee or something. And there was this little girl with her mom behind us speaking in French. And I was like, wow, her French is so good. And then I was like, we're in France. So.
French, yeah. No, it was adorable.
But hearing like little kids with the accents was just like, it was so cute.
It's amazing. And especially when you can understand it in Britain. That was amazing. But it was an amazing trip. There was only one, well, no, there were two. Two sour, one last thing about Luxembourg Gardens. I got this one shot of this, they have like little ponds or lakes in the center. Some of them have little sailboats you can rent, and just kind of let the wind take it. So I don't know exactly what you're renting, but
well, you rent it for an hour, so I don't know how.
Yeah, but you push it off and the wind takes it. And
yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
what
you collect it.
Yeah, they have little sticks, but still, I mean,
yeah, it's for kids.
Who's tracking that for an hour?
I don't know. The Parliament's right there, so.
Sure, that's what the machine guns are for.
Their version of the NSA watches these sailboats all day, but no, but I got a picture of the angle. I got the picture and where we were standing came up later when we got home. Jesus, the cats are fighting. They're like, wrap it up, Troy. Fuck a duck.
Hadley Hadley and Biggs just like went at the cord to your headphone.
I love it. Chick off.
That's what they always do.
Show must go on, guys. What the fuck? So we started watching a French show on Netflix called Lupin, which is amazing.
Not sponsored by Netflix.
Yeah, Omar Sy's the shit. But one of the scenes takes place right where I took the picture. Yeah, so that was cool.
It was cool. Well, no, there was a lot of scenes in it because they filmed a lot at the Louvre.
Oh yeah.
They filmed a lot at Luxembourg Gardens, and it was like right when we had gotten back, so it was kind of interesting because it's like, oh, we've been there. Mm-hmm. It's not just like something that you see in a movie setting or TV setting.
Yeah. So that was very cool.
Mm-hmm. We did not get to a football game, unfortunately.
No, didn't get to see PSG, but I knew they were playing one night, so I tried to look up like a sports bar to watch the game, watch the match, and we found this bar. It turns out it's an American themed bar.
It's called the Moose.
Called the Moose, not the Moose Lodge, but the Moose. You go in and it looks like a dive bar here, being in Philly or whatever, outside suburbs.
It's very like they try too hard to make it look like a dive bar, though.
So there was a racially questionable, on the wall they had a painting like for like their weekly specials. Mm-hmm. Taco Tuesday with a brown man with a sombrero on, which is super cool. Super cool of them. And then they have Wing Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and that makes an American themed bar. That's all you got to do.
But they also had a lot of Canadian
next business
dishes on there.
Yeah. Poutine. I was like, sure. Like, right. And did we eat it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, of course.
But it was weird. So I go in there to watch in Paris the Parisian soccer team, one of the biggest in the world, football, excuse me, and they're playing English Premier League soccer.
Yep.
I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not going to see. And now Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe are both leaving the team, so I'll never see them. And my life is over.
We can get tickets to, was it Miami? Is he going to Miami?
Yeah, Inter, yeah.
So, I mean, he's coming over here, so.
Yep, he is. Big stuff. I'd love Mbappe to come over. Mm-hmm. But, the thing about this American bar, with the bartender spoke perfect English when she did, with a perfect, like, sounded like she was from, Manayunk. Could have been. Maybe not Manayunk. Less
but American.
Yeah.
Had an American accent.
Mm-hmm. So I go up. It was like a situation where the bartenders were kind of the servers, small dive bar. So they bring out the food, but, next drink you got to go get. So I went up, wait in line, and ignore, and wait, get ignored, wait and wait. She's serving the bar, I get it. But after a while, she starts serving the new people.
Yeah.
This old bull comes up behind us with his wife. They sit down. He comes up, stands shoulder to shoulder with me. And who the fuck gets served first?
Yep.
The Frenchman.
But can I point out, he got a glass of wine and his wife got a Guinness.
Okay.
I just thought that was very odd to me.
A Guinness?
A Guinness?
Yeah.
Because I thought he had it at first when he was walking. Because I saw them walk over to his table.
Yeah.
And he handed her the Guinness. And I was like, huh.
Can't put her in a box.
I don't know. That's just not what I
puts
expected.
baby in a corner.
I shouldn't say stuff like that. I probably shouldn't assume.
But I kind of Larry Davided out, and I was like done with socializing for the time and frustrated at that experience. And it was also our last day, and we had jam-packed a lot in, to the point where we were supposed to go see Versailles, but
we didn't.
We had to 86 that from the itinerary. And so that night I was kind of done with the being in a foreign country where I didn't learn the language enough. My bad. And we were just a few days out from what Tom Segura was over there.
I know. Yeah, like
so we missed
Tom
that.
Segura,
That would have been weird to go see him there.
There was someone else too.
There's a bunch of comedians on European tours at the time.
There were.
But anyway, I didn't see any of that. So I was kind of done. So the last night, what did we do? Watch Jurassic Park.
We did. We watched Jurassic Park, and we were able to figure out how to turn it, like change the language to English.
Oh yeah, there was only one channel that had changed the language on the TV that worked, and it was that. So we watched Chris Pratt in English.
We did,
Everything else was Law and Order in French.
Or those weird. I watched. I think you took a nap when I watched this, but it was some
right.
game show, and it was Frogger.
Oh yeah, no, I was watching that.
Were you?
It was like based on the classic video game, but
yeah, that was
live
weird.
Action with idiots from America.
Yes.
That I don't even think it might have
No,
ever
I think they
aired
were
over here.
French.
And who? Oh, the hosts were. Maybe it was that was a different show. There were David Koechner and Michael Strahan. No.
No. But I know what you're talking about.
The Fox's Sunday Football host. What's his? Fuck me. What's his name?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't remember which.
There
was a bunch of.
The main host of the Fox Sunday Football show.
Couldn't tell you.
The cat's playing with my goddamn toes right now. They don't want.
They haven't been
well here.
They haven't been this social all day, and now all of a sudden they want to just.
They're teaching me about hecklers right now.
Yeah. The cafe that we went to the first night that we went back to. Yeah. Was Le Rouge.
Le Rouge. That was a great place. That dude made the whole trip. We went back because he was a good talk.
Well, I think too, he kind of, it was interesting to kind of talk to him because he's actually he worked at like TGI Fridays.
Yeah, so he's worked at an American quote unquote chain,
He very much a very simple like statement, but so true. He was like, people are people, so no matter what country or what culture you're immersed in, you're gonna have people that are rude, you're gonna have people that are nice. So he's he was like, I don't worry about the past. I don't worry about the future. Like I'm just focused on right now. Yeah. So it was cute. Yeah, he was really cool.
Yeah. So we got a little philosophy lesson from that waiter. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. Mm-hmm. And then that last day we just got up, had their shitty continental breakfast.
It wasn't too bad.
It just some things.
It was different though. So I went down the day before by myself, and it was
French
different.
hotel would have really nice stuff, but the fruit was like off.
But it was different the day before. Yeah, it was fresher.
So it was yesterday's. Shit.
It probably was.
Yeah.
No, the first day I went down there, someone came up to me, one of the waiters, and asked me something in French, and I was like, "No, thank you," and because I panicked, and she goes, "No, what's your room number?"
That's amazing. I forgot about that. That's adorable.
I felt like such a jerk.
Oh my! Did you say I'm sorry in English too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I forgot that.
So the second day when they came up to both of us, I was like, "Room number," and the guy was like, "Yeah." So I was more prepared.
I'm with it now. Yeah. I mean, you live and learn, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting because there was a German couple in there and then a British couple, so it was very like international.
Yeah.
No, but that hotel room was very boutique.
Yeah.
Very
boutique.
French boutique. No air conditioning.
The elevator could fit like three
skinny people. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was very small.
Yeah, it said it could fit 4 people, and I was like, no. It was the clown car of elevators.
It was wild.
And apparently this is very common in European hotels, but the key card controls the electricity. So
yeah, you got to keep. We got one key card.
Yep.
And there's a slot you have to keep it in to keep any lights or TV on.
Yep.
We tested it.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, learned the hard way.
Yes.
No, but we also realized that it controls the fridge because we had bought wine.
Yeah. And then what do you do when you go out? You get European on it.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So then we took a Tesla to the train.
Yes.
We didn't get the French. Well, we got a French stamp in our passport book.
Yeah, the second stamp was a French. Yeah, we got two French stamps.
Because when you take the train, we took the Eurostar train through the Channel to London.
Apparently, they do not like it when you call it the Channel.
Well, guess why?
Because I had several people that corrected us.
Yeah, they're like the Eurostar.
Yeah, when you would say you're taking the Channel, they're like the Eurostar.
It is what it is, yeah.
Like, oh, excuse me.
It's both. So,
your new name is now Toi.
Toi. Oh yeah, they were calling for the car.
Yeah.
And,
Toi.
Is there a Toi here? Yes, I am Toi. All 3 of me. Took a Tesla to the train. Mm-hmm. You know, every time I like to sit in a Tesla.
I know you get so excited when you're in a Tesla.
I do. I feed off the lithium-ion battery.
We always somehow end up in a Tesla whenever we go on a trip.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know.
It's just a fact.
It is. Yeah. No, it's a weird thing that happens. I feel
not
like
ours, but
no.
So yeah, and there's in the train station in leaving Paris, there's a sign that says "Watch for pickpocketers." So that's a.
Well, and that was at the Eiffel Tower too.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's a big enough thing where you have to put a sticker.
Yes. Yeah. Well, apparently I was told that they actually set off alarms when they're alerted that someone, like, either their stuff was stolen
in
or
public?
outside. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know what that alarm sounds like or if that's actually true.
It could be horrifying.
Know. I don't feel like we experienced that, so
I
don't know if that's a fact or not. But when we were,
I also got my booty rubbed in the Louvre.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we were in the Louvre, and like I could tell someone was like touching my backpack, which jokes on them because there was no front zippers for that backpack.
Yep, smart move.
Yes,
you're a smart traveler.
Can you imagine if someone stole like my passport or something?
No.
It
we'd all be crying for a long time. It'd be a bad day. Cranky pantses all around.
Yes.
Pantses. Cranky pantses. Just a bunch of, yeah. So yeah, that was Paris, I think, right? Mm-hmm. We hit all the high points.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Next,
it's a very cool city.
Yeah, very clean city.
Very clean, yes. Which was opposite of what I had heard.
And a lot of the buses and public transport are either hybrid or fully electric, it doesn't smell like Philly,
yeah.
Which is great.
I mean, I do appreciate that their public transportation is much more sophisticated than we have over here.
They got
in
their
general.
Shit together, timing wise, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even with security, they keep it moving.
They do.
So yeah, we'll reassemble soon and talk about London. So thank you, Red.
Welcome.
Love you.
Love you.